Hello. Okay, so I've been promising this video for so long. I'm finally getting around to doing it. That's ugly. So today what I'm going to be doing is I have a couple of plant maintenance things that I need to do that I've been putting off, and I need to do it. So the first thing is this beautiful Marble Queen Pothos that I got off of Facebook Marketplace. If you're ever looking for plants, look there. That's my number one tip. If you're looking for something that's like more like difficult to find, a lot of people will sell cuttings, or there's probably a local group in your area for plant addicts. The one that I'm in is called Fraser Valley Plant Addicts, and it's actually not super busy. Like, people don't post a lot, which I was kind of surprised by. But there's probably one in your area, so people will post in there like if they have cuttings, whether that's for free or for a price, whatever it is. And then if you are kind of new to the plant world, you can post in there and ask questions. There's a lot of people that'll ask like, hey, what's wrong with my plant? And because there's quite a few people in the group, you'll get some solutions, which is great. It's just a cute little community. So anyways, today what I'm doing is repotting this, first of all, because this is in the soil that I got it in. And every time I get a new plant, I like to repot it with my own soil mixture, just so I know like what the plant's actually in, because what soil your plant is in is going to dictate how much you water it. And every plant has different needs. I will say for the most part, I'd say all of my plants basically are in the same soil. They're just in different like ratios, if that makes sense. You'll understand what I mean in a second here. And with the exception of my pink princess, that is, I think it's in 100% orchid soil. It might be mixed with a little bit of just like potting soil. Not totally sure, but it's definitely primarily like orchid soil. Anyways, so today I'm going to repot this, and we're going to build a moss pole for it, because fun fact about pothos, these leaves can actually get to be similar to a Monstera leaf, which, oh, I don't know if I can lift this. I should have prepared. Hold, please. Oh yeah, she's not a tough gal. So this is like the perfect example. This is my variegated Thai constellation Monstera. She is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous girl. Oh, that's gonna be so nice. I'm just looking at the stem down here. I don't know if you can see. Probably not. It has variegation on it, so that leaf when that comes out is going to be gorgeous. Like, it's quite heavily variegated. So waiting on that. It is winter, so your plants aren't going to grow as quickly as they would in the summer, just because it's not their growing season. But what I was saying is the pothos plant, if it is growing in its natural position, which is actually upward, it will get large leaves like the Monstera, and will also get fenestrations, which is what these fun little holes in the leaves are. So this is the pole we are building today for this little guy. It's going to go into a bit of a bigger pot. Put you back in your home. Yeah, so pothos naturally, they are viney because they grow on the ground level of the forest floor. And they need to be viney because they have to climb up tree trunks in order to get their sunlight, because that's how they get their energy. So if they're actually growing in that position, which most people when they have a pothos, it's not behind me, but I'll show you in a second. I'll like insert a clip. I have one in the corner right now, and it's huge, and it goes from the corner all the way over to here. It's quite large, and it goes all the way down my ladder. And that's how most people have their pothos, because they're just really pretty. They fall, and they're either in hanging baskets or they have them like trailing as like a border around a room, which is what my mother always did. Like, she had in her bathroom. But that's not naturally how they grow. So naturally they grow upwards. So if you create a moss pole for it, like that one I have for my Monstera, the leaves are going to get huge. And if you're lucky and it's a mature plant, it will get the fenestrations. So that's my goal with this guy. And I do want it to turn into a Snow Queen pothos. So essentially the difference is just that it has more white on it. So if you look here, this leaf has a lot of white on it. That is my goal for the entire plant. And the Snow Queen and the Marble Queen are actually the same species of pothos. It's just how much variegation is on it. And variegation is just the white on the leaves. So that's my goal. I'm gonna get it in a happy little pot and build a little moss ball. Okay, so this guy is turning, or going rather, into one of these pots. I'm just gonna separate these here. Ellie, not for Ellie, no. And these are just from the dollar store. They come in a pack of 2. They were $1.50. Thought that was a pretty good deal, especially because the Dollar Tree is often like, sorry, not Dollar Tree, Dollarama. I find lately their prices have gone up a lot. Usually when I find something I like, it is $4, which I guess is still a good deal, but I am super cheap, so try and avoid the $4 things at the dollar store. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. I thought maybe there was a poke. Oh wait, maybe there is. No, I don't want to drill a hole. I'm just gonna poke a hole because there's kind of already. Oh, okay, I just broke it. Okay. Wow, this was not in soil very long before I got it, because the roots have not taken to the soil. It's probably a good thing I'm repotting it then. Okay, so normally this would be in a clump, and it would not separate like this. Like this is clearly 3 cuttings, which I kind of knew because this is obviously way more variegated than the other ones. Which now I'm wondering if I should separate these. No, I'm just gonna put them all together. Once it gets bigger, I can decide if I want to cut them up, because ideally this here, focus, this is the goal. Like this is what I want on my pothos, because this is a true Snow Queen and these are more like a Marble Queen. It's more green than this guy here, as you can see. Right? Is it focusing? Yeah. Anyways, for today's sake, it's all going together. And once it's larger, I can trim it and do whatever from there. Okay, so I have to make my moss bowl first, which I should have already done. So I'm going to just sit that back in that old soil. And we always just have pieces of wood lying around because Matthew makes a lot of things. I was going to say we do, but it's definitely not a we thing. He is the one who builds everything. So I just have the fortunate luck of having pieces of wood lying around. You can literally use anything for this though. If you do not have pieces of wood, I would not recommend going out and buying it because it's basically just scrap. Like we use pieces of what are they called? Pallets half the time. This was just like a piece we had. It's not pallet wood, but anything will work. Anything straight and long. You can use a piece of pipe if you have that. You can literally go in the bush and grab a stick. Like it doesn't have to be anything fancy. So then what you need to do. So if you live in the States, you're probably, well, you're luckier than I am in this sense because it's easier to come by true moss for these moss poles. However, nearly impossible here, at least where I'm at. So what I do, go to the Dollar Tree in the season, obviously. Right now it's not. You buy those Coco Coir basket inserts. What are they called? Baskets. Oh my gosh, it's not coming to me. It's what you put in a basket for a plant. That's what this is, and I just cut it up and use that. But I just bought this. It's a big roll of the Coco Coir liner. That's the word, liner. So I'm trying to do this in a way that you can still see everything. You want to leave part of the stick uncovered because that's going to go in the actual soil. So I'm going to do it this way. What's the longest piece here? Probably like this. So I'm gonna just push that down and hope it stays. It doesn't have to look pretty. You can make it look pretty if you'd like, but I don't really care. And I'm gonna start at, doesn't really matter what end, I guess I'll start down here. Oh, can you see this? I'm just putting it, I can't lift this or I'll lose it, but I'm just tying a knot around the one end of the, hang on, I'll start at this end so you can see what I mean. Okay, you see this? The string is underneath. I'm just gonna tie a knot. Ellie, off the table. What is this? Oh, it's a shadow. Oh my god, I thought there was something on my lens. Anywho, okay, so I'm gonna tie this here. I'm gonna double knot it so it stays well. Okay, cool. And now, essentially just gonna wrap this twine around the cocoa liner so that it stays put. And people do like fun little crisscrosses. I don't care enough, honestly. I just wrap that around there. Make sure it's secure enough and you're running. And if this like, so for example, my Monstera, not the one I showed you, but I have one over there. It's quite large. And what happened was it outgrew its moss pole. It overshot it. So I had to build another one and attach it to it. And you can get really crafty and make it so it's super easy. I've seen people use PVC pipe. So when you need to attach one, you just literally slide it inside it because it's hollow. And I've seen people do it with like pool noodles as well. Although I don't know how that would work because they're not exactly firm. But I just put them like side by side and twined them. And it's fine. Again, I'm not going for pretty. I'm going for functionality. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this and tie it off. What's the best way to... Okay, there we go. Make sure it's tight. You don't want that coming undone. So that defeats the purpose. And I just tuck it in there. Okay, cool. It's not tucked anymore. It's fine, whatever. Now we have a little moss pole. Again, not pretty, but it's a moss pole. So now I can take my broken pot. I'm actually gonna add a little bit of soil to it first. Okay, just that much, not a lot, just enough. Oh yeah, this is fine. It's not leaking anywhere. Okay, so now you want to make sure you put the moss pole in before the plant because otherwise you could damage the root system. So moss pole in. I like to go in the middle of the pot, but I mean that's a preference, I guess. Oh no, I'm losing my buddies. Be gentle with the roots. Ovi. Okay. Just gonna place these in here. Nothing special. Oh, they're already latching onto this. That's great. This is actually my first Pothos with a moss pole, so I'm curious to see how it does. My big one that I have in the corner over there actually shot out some aerial roots and attached itself to our wood shelf that's on the wall. I'll show you that in a sec. It's actually quite fascinating how plants can just, I don't know, they're resilient. They like find a way. Very cool. I'm also curious to see how this guy does now that he's in better soil. Because I've had it for like, oh God, I don't know, like a week and a half, 2 weeks. And I don't know how long she had it in soil before that. So I'm kind of surprised to see that the roots did not expand at all. I don't know. Not a good sign, that's for sure. You want to pack it down, but not hard. Like if you pack it down too much, there's not enough like aeration in the soil for the roots to spread. So keep that in mind. But I just like to pack it a little bit, especially if there's a moss bowl, just to make sure it's in there good. I do recommend doing this outside if you can. It's cold here, so I'm not doing that, but that's why I have this curtain down, which seems kind of dumb, but we use this curtain for basically everything, to be honest. As you can see, there's brown all over it. It's our staining curtain. Whenever we have to stain something, we put that down. Like if we have to do it in the house, which is a lot of the time, because our projects run late and we have to do it, but it's dark outside or cold. That's a big one. Okay, this feels quite flimsy. This moss pole might have been a little bit too big for this pot, but I think it'll be okay. I'm just gonna hand put this in there. It's probably pretty good though. No, it's fine. Nothing, it doesn't have to be perfect. Right? Right. Okay, so there's the queen. She's gorgeous. If you want to follow my TikTok or Instagram, I will update on the success of this because I personally am, obviously I'm invested, but just curious to see how it does now that it's in literally an optimal environment for it. Okay, so the next thing I have to do is repot this. It's an Alocasia, which is an elephant ear variety. It's an elephant ear. This is a African mask Alocasia that is a dwarf also, which is fun because elephant ears are massive. I'm actually going to show you. Hopefully I can do this without totally messing up. So, where am I here? I'm looking at it from a tiny screen, so I'm hoping I'm pointing at the right thing. This plant here, that's an elephant ear. It's huge. When I get up, I'll show you the size of the leaves because, like, bigger than my head, like, by a lot. Like, they're huge plants. But this is a dwarf. So I'm curious to see how big it actually gets. I think I was reading it can only grow up to, like, 2 feet tall, which is probably a good thing. But I just thought it was so cool. Look at that. Alocasias like their water. They like to be moist. So I'm not going to mix it with cactus soil. Now, like I said before, this pot that I have beside me here, it's a mixture already. But closer to the bottom, it's more of the potting soil. So that's where I'm going to hang out. I'm going to take most of it from there. It doesn't hurt to have a little bit of cactus soil because I don't want anything to get root rot. But yeah, so this guy's gonna get repotted. I'm not going to debating on that one. I was gonna say I'm not gonna put drainage holes in it because it likes to be moist, but I feel like that's just bad juju. So I am gonna put drainage holes. I'm also gonna do the same thing I just did, even though I just cracked that. Life goes on. That moss pole is leaning. Was it always leaning? Or is she just top heavy? Maybe I should have measured it. That's my problem in life. I just YOLO it and hope for the best. And I hope for the best. Yeah, that looks better. Okay. I hope this is actually enjoyable. I hope if you've made it this far. I hope if you've made it this far. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. What time is it? 11 o'clock. Feels way too late to be doing anything like this, but the days are all blurring together because it's holidays. Okay, pull a hole in this. Please don't. Wait. Is that what those are for? Whatever. We're just going for it. I did it. There's a hole in there in the bottom of the sea. There's a hole. Oh, there's another one. There's a hole in the bottom of the sea. Cool, got it. Perfection, my guy. Perfection. It's not a toy. Chill. This guy does not need a moss bowl, so I'm just gonna repel it. So I'm gonna tilt you downwards towards the crotchal region. This is on OnlyFans, don't get too excited. Do I have this? Oh yeah, duh. Just use them as a weapon. I don't recommend using these on plants, but I'm gonna use these on plants. You should always use something sterile. Ooh, fun thing, fun little fact. See this? Deado leaf? Focus, my girl, focus. See it? It's dead. Now, do you see this? That, my friends, why aren't you focusing? How do YouTubers do it? How do they do it? There she goes. I'm a beauty guru already. For plants though. Okay, so this new leaf. Oh, where am I going with this? Oh, alocasias. When they sprout a new leaf, they kill an old one. It's fascinating. So if you ever see your elephant ear with a dying leaf, look around because I guarantee you're going to find a new leaf sprouting. I have yet to have a leaf die on an alocasia without a new leaf sprouting somewhere. And I always get worried every time I see it. It's never anything to worry about because they are champions. So freaking cool. This girl is bone dry, which is a good thing for repotting. But that just goes to show you how much moisture these guys like. They use so much. I think it's partially just because they get so large. This one obviously is dwarf, so it won't get as big. Oh, that's a good sign. If you look at the bottom here, I don't know if you can see that. Where am I here? Right in here, there's a little root sticking out. That's a way you can tell if you need to repot a plant. The roots will poke out the bottom. And also, for all of you who love your decorative pretty pots, don't plant anything directly in them. Because they are demons and your plants will hate you. But if you must use decorative pots, always plant in a nursery pot and then place the nursery pot inside the decorative pot. So if you look, so there's the main roots there, right? But then there's these little spidery looking things coming off of it. And that's what you want to see. It's showing basically that the plant is thriving and it's trying to expand its root system. The main roots are obviously good, but you really want to see these, like, I don't know what the actual term is, but like secondary roots. It's a good sign. The last plant that I just didn't have that, and that's why I was like a little worried. But yeah, so anyways, oh my gosh, look how beautiful. Look at the bottom of this leaf. It's like a purpley color. Gorgeous, gorgeous girls. Okay, I'm just gonna hold her there. Okay, she's so pretty. Look at her in her new home. Gorgeous, gorgeous mama. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Just actually gave away some cuttings, so now my propagation station is basically empty, aside from this like random spider plant pop, not spider plant pop, snake plant pop, that I had put in soil and it just didn't thrive. It was in a really small pot and just like not optimal conditions. But I feel like it was still kind of alive, so I put it in the propagation station to see if it would come back. Because to like, okay, I put it in that pot like a year ago, and to me, if it was like totally dead, it would have been like rotten, but it wasn't. So we're trying it out. I don't know what's gonna happen. Snake plants are pretty hardy though. Like you could leave that thing for like multiple months without water or anything, and it would just probably thrive, to be honest. Same with like an aloe. I guess you can't see it. Oh my god. What a frickin' bean. Are you kidding? Are you trying to be the star of the show? God. She's so cute. The audacity. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to show you these now, just so you can see the queens. This is the literal queen. My beautiful marble queen, who will turn into a snow queen, fingers crossed. And my African mask plant, the Alocasia Dwarf Edition. I'm going to put a cute little saying on these pots. I don't know where they're going to go. You know, I have multiple plants with moss poles now, and I'm running out of moss pole room. But I always find a way. Okay, that's all for now, guys. I do have some more plant maintenance that I have to do, so I'll probably film those in separate videos. My original plan was to do this in one video with all of my plant maintenance, but I didn't realize how long it would take, especially because I like to talk. So that's it for now. What do YouTubers say? Follow, like, subscribe? I don't know, whatever. Do what you want to do. I'll be here anyways, talking to my camera in my living room. Okay, bye.